He's literally on the grill.
Fire on the grill indeed. This is a hell of a co-meet event. It's the trilogy matchup, right? We got OGM, Alexander Volkanovski, taking on Max Blessed Holloway, and it's a rematch. It's a third fight, one that we've all been waiting for such a long time. We know the story, right? The first two title fights, razor thin. The first one, Volkanovski ends up winning its decision, and I would say it seemed like a majority of people thought that Volkanovski did win that one, but there were still a lot of people who thought Max Holloway won that first version. And then the second contest, again, Volkanovski wins the decision, but this time it seemed like even more people thought Max won that second time. So super close, tough fights, and probably going to be a third one that's just the same. But ever since they last fought, OGM has been on an absolute tear. He smoked Brian Ortega. I mean, there were some moments where he was threatened. No one knows how he escaped those submission holds, but he did and won a decision against T-City. And then most recently, he finished the Korean Zombie, and that was very easy work. That was start to finish domination. And ever since Holloway dropped that second fight to Volkanovski, that split decision, he's been looking amazing as well. Somehow he leveled up when he absolutely destroyed Calvin Kattar, and then he leveled up again when he did the same thing to Yair Rodriguez. So just when you think Max Holloway has maybe peaked just because the dude is so good, he showed that he's gotten even better. So what are your thoughts on this one as he takes up against OGM, who obviously has gotten a lot better himself? Are you rolling with Bless Holloway to finally get this one done, or does OGM do it again for the third time?
Yeah, this is such a crazy fight. So crazy to see, them fighting for a third time. And, these guys pound for pound ranking. I mean, like Max has said in interviews this week, this has only ever happened with DC versus Jones. So this is a big deal, you guys. So this is a fight you don't want to miss. But nonetheless, I gotta roll with Bless Holloway. It's funny. I actually picked Volkanovski. I believe last two times he fought Max, but something about Max and the energy. I think Max is gonna get it done. I think Max might even get a finish. He's going out for blood. But for anyone to say, to be honest, oh, Max for sure gonna win. Oh, Alexander for sure gonna win. You're kind of a fool because these guys are at the highest of the high, and who knows who's gonna win. Would not surprise me either way. I'm a big Bless fan. I'm feeling the energy, so I'm picking Max purely off the energy he's bringing this week.
Yeah, the Blessed Express is coming in with a different energy for this one, right? I love that press conference. He was kind of jabbing away, chatting away, and is seemingly ready to go, right? It doesn't seem like Max has lost a step at all and does have a sort of renewed edge to him in this rematch. And I love your point where you said, if anyone thinks like for sure this guy's going to win or for sure this guy's going to win, you're tripping, right? Because these guys are just the best of the best. We've seen, already 10 rounds with them, and every single round was razor thin. So I think I'm right there with you in that this is a very, very difficult fight to predict for sure. If we look at Tapology, though, 70% is pretty bullish on OGM, whereas the first two contests, I remember Max was getting the support, and I think in the second one, it might have been slightly OGM, but definitely not 7 out of 10 respondents. So are you a little surprised that OGM is getting 70%? And does all of that beige make sense to you? Do you think there's any world where either of these guys gets a finish?
I could see either one of these guys being finished, just because it's almost like they're due. Like, that's how I kind of feel. Like, the smart play is probably a decision because they're both the biggest savages that we've ever seen in the last, 5 years, I feel like, in this division. But it's almost like one of them's due. It's like Tony Ferguson doesn't get knocked out, and then what happens? He gets a toe to the face. So wouldn't surprise me. It is surprising to see 70-30, but at the same time, it's not. I mean, how dominant Volkanovski's looked. I mean, it's crazy to see how much he's leveled up. But like you said, it's crazy to see how much Max has leveled up. Max is a stubborn man. He does not let anyone get past him, and now we're here. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was 70% Holloway, 30% Volk, I see this going either way. Both these guys are awesome dudes. I'm rooting for both, but I'm a bigger fan of Bless, so I got to take the Bless Express home.
Yeah, I feel that I'm a bigger fan of Blessed as well. I want him to get this one done so bad because it just sucks, knowing how close those two fights were. If the same thing happens in this third one and Alexander Volkanovski ekes out another one. It's just going to be a lot of heartbreak for Max Holloway, who is clearly a fan favorite. Everyone wants to see that dude thrive for sure. So it's going to be tough if he loses a close decision. And ultimately, I think, unfortunately, he's going to. I got to pick Alexander in this one. I think it's going to look a lot like the first two versions. And I think that after the fight is over, I'm going to look to you and I'm going to say, I think Max Holloway did enough to win that fight. And ultimately, Alexander's going to win a decision because that's how this storyline loves to go. And unfortunately, I see just more of the same. But if Blessed is able to finally get the nod on the great, then super excited for that one because I would much rather see that. It opens up so many cool matchmaking opportunities for the 145 division. And I don't know, you just want to see Max Holloway get that belt back, but I don't think it's happening, unfortunately. So, any last thoughts on this one?
No, totally understand. And throw in the comments, who you got, the Blessed Express or Alexander the Great?